Boy, they start with the tough questions right off. You know, how do you decide when you're driving your car that you're going to just barely touch the brake? But no, I'm a little off the... Yeah, I'm 60 years old. I've been playing the guitar since I was 6 years old. The connection and blessing of all those years and my love for the guitar, those are just instantaneous things that happen almost before I know. Honestly, a lot of them, I don't know they're going to happen. Humbly, I will say, I have this encyclopedia in my head now after all these years of choices. And it just depends on where the melody takes me and where one little note that I hit took me and where I took a breath, as opposed to, if I did that, it would be a whole different, so it just kind of happens for me now.
Is that difficult when you're playing with other musicians that
No.
they can't follow it?
Is that difficult because if I'm playing with other musicians, maybe they can't follow it? No, because I wouldn't play that freely if there was a bass player sitting here with me. He wouldn't know what I'm thinking, and I wouldn't know what he's thinking. Sure. But when you're playing solo guitar or solo keyboards, you can just create on the spot anything you want, and hopefully it always sounds musical. I think a good place for all of us to find out where we are harmonically, and harmonically means the kind of chord changes I was just playing on the spot that made sense. They weren't just random, but they all came together. I thought of a little exercise that might enlighten each of you guitar players as to where you are harmonically, and from there, possibly knowing, okay, I need to move on to this next step. For those of you that are guitar players, pick any note. Today, let's pick E. Let's pick the E note. Let's see how many chords we can make containing the E note. And we'll start as obvious and basic as we want to. And then we'll have to get more sophisticated because we'll run out. So that's an E note. So obviously we can play an E chord. Right? Already we're at choices. What's the next chord that you would pick containing an E note? Let's keep it very basic. We've hit an E, might as well go to the A chord because it's contained in there. Some of you may say, well, the next chord I see with that E chord in it is a C chord. All basic chord changes. What do you see for your next chord with an E in it? Anybody?
I hear an F major 7 there.
Which one?
F major 7.
F major 7th. And probably what stimulated the F major 7th to him was because they hit a C chord.
It was. Yeah.
And F is the next change for the. But the point is, keep that E going. Okay. Now what? Which one? C sharp minor. Very sophisticated. So let me just stop right there. So far we have. 1, 2, 3. Was that 5 chords? I think I wasn't counting. And already we're into some beautiful chords. And now let's keep going just for a second. Anybody else? The E note. I would say D minor 9. Anybody else want to keep going?
G13.
Say again? G13th.
D2.
E2.
D2.
Oh, D2. That's right. D minor 11. A minor 11. See what I'm saying though? That one note is stimulating all of this thought for us. And it just keeps, it can just keep getting more and more sophisticated. B flat 13th, sharp 11. Now the B minor 11 chord, because it's leading us there. We've already done C, but if we alter the C and make it C13 flat 9, which functions like a diminished chord, there's at least a dozen more. G sharp minor 7 plus 5. G minor 7, 13. F sharp 7, nobody mentioned earlier, I think. Okay, we got F sharp 7. Right. I'll just do a couple
C
more.
sharp,
F major
7,
7 sharp, flat 5 with the major 7th. F major is F over E. Right? Point being, that's just one note that gave us more than a half a dozen choices. And if you'll do that as guitar players at home, once you find that, okay, start adding to it. You'll have to do it on your own. Pick a song. I think it's a great way to show where you are harmonically. If you didn't recognize 3 or 4 of those chords we talked about, go find them. It's just a matter of notes and mathematics.